She can't do anything. Wait a minute. It's not just like, she literally just can't do anything. Oh my goodness, this is broken. Well, I can't seem to escape this, can I? No, don't check out my other content. That would be too much to ask of you. It's not like I play other games on this channel. But you know what? I'm actually fine with this, because you see, I just got a brand new PC, which means I can play Elden Ring with mods now, as well as Balloon Tower Defense, because that was peak gaming in the early 2000s. For today, however, we'll be exploring the Convergence mod for Elden Ring. It's pretty popular, I've seen a couple of videos on it, and I wanted to give it a try. Definitely has no problems whatsoever. I decided to go for an Airbender / Storm build because I want to. If you don't know already, this mod adds roughly 300 different items, spells, weapons, and is an all-around upgrade from the original game. I already attempted to record a Thorn / Bleed build, but the electricity went out in my dorm, completely corrupting my save file. So that happened. Feel free to leave suggestions for different builds, as well as other mods to try out, because seriously, with this brand new PC, this opens a whole new world of possibilities. So, without further ado, my name is Josh, also known as Jumanji, and I hope you enjoy. I started with a Stormcaller class, which comes already equipped with minor storm sorceries, and named my character Skirt Burple. I have no idea why, I just thought it was funny. Now, my goal for this build is to stagger my opponents as much as possible. That's where these spells excel at, and as you saw in the intro, I think we can make that work. Now, the pacing for this mod is very different from the original game. First of all, at every minor Erd tree, you can teleport to another minor Erd tree, basically skipping all the traveling required. So if it seems like I'm moving too fast, that's exactly why. As far as my arsenal goes, all I have are mere appetizers before my imminent mastery of the wind. I can cast small gusts of wind, I can wrap my weapon in the storm itself, increasing my physical damage, or I can fart really hard, which I can do in real life too. Now these are alright, but we can easily get more. I went to this catacomb, I forgot what the name was, but here is where I can acquire the Shimmering Rune of the Storm. This gives me 4 extra spells to work with, mostly Twister and Storm Arc. I also grabbed the Ritual Sword Talisman for an extra 10% to all damage. Now I use this time to not only level up my character, but to grab some tiers from the Erd Tree avatars and Erd Tree Sentries, a new boss in this mod. You know, I'm not a fan personally, but you know what? It's better than most of Dark Souls 2. I settled on these 2 tiers, one increasing my posture damage by 15%, and the other increasing my physical attacks by 10%. With that out of the way, we can go grab the Glowing Rune of Storm. Now this is where things get interesting. First of all, Cloud Form is perhaps one of the most broken buffs I've seen thus far. To be fair, this is my second playthrough, but you can sprint without consuming stamina and perform pretty much any action while sprinting. My mobility now is insane, and this lasts for quite a while. Storm Strike is pretty much our new, more powerful projectile, and Gale Blast is our mighty funnel of wind that deals considerable posture damage. I tested Gale Blast out to see how good it was, and yeah, it's up to my standards. The damage is equivalent to smacking someone with a wet napkin, but setting up bosses for the penetration position constantly is its main strength. Now, these set of spells, I didn't really use that much. The only one worth mentioning is the Cyclone. The Cyclone is another grand spell that surrounds the caster in a large whirlwind, dealing constant damage. This pairs great with the Gale Blast and makes it even easier to stagger my enemies. I think that's enough setup for now, so let's go fight some bosses, shall we? Margarita was pretty good. The idea here was to use Gale Blast to stunlock him and sneak in for a quick London classic shank, then reset. I didn't upgrade any of my weapons at this point, but you know, it made for a longer, tedious battle. Nonetheless, we took Margit down. Godric the Shafted was next, and no matter how many fingers he attaches to his body, nobody is better at puckering rectums than I. Unfortunately, this mod not only adds new bosses, but changes the speed of the original cast. I don't know who thought this was okay, because I haven't died to Godric in over 7 months. I feel like so naked and ashamed. I mean, it only took a couple of tries, but those small differences made for a needed adjustment. With Godric deceased, I can now acquire his Great Axe for the build. Now, normally, it has the triple Earthquake skill, but now it has the Wind Tunnel attack that Godric does, so it kinda fits in with the Storm theme. I'm sure there are other Convergence mod players watching right now telling me,
actually there are way better weapons for this build.
I upgraded both the staff and axe to around +5 at this point, slayed a samurai for practice, and I did a quick test with Cloud Form because it does say it prevents fall damage, so I was curious to see how far that goes. Alright, well, now we know. Myth busted. Renala is my next victim, and I thought the Cyclone would take care of the first phase without issue, but I think the Cyclone is glitched because it doesn't register any hits on Renala's bubble. So I still had to actively chase down these selected children and beat them up the traditional way. Now remember what I said about Cloud Form? How I can perform any action while sprinting? Check this out. I can still run around and cast spells. Stupid! Yeah, I like this mod. It's pretty nifty. This is seriously just the beginning of my shenanigans with Cloud Form, so just you wait. Alright, I did some research, and according to said research, there's a better staff for storm sorceries, and it's right here, the Tempestcaller staff. With that obtained, I went to Celia Crystal Tunnel to grab the Somber Stone Bell for my new staff and noticed a teleporter there. Obviously, curiosity got the best of me, and it took me straight to Estelle. You know what? I'll take it. Now, the last set of storm spells, the Radiant Rune, was located in Farum Azula, but the way there is a bit different, okay? The area behind Malekith and Kaled has been reforged into an arena where I must face one of my biggest foes, gargoyles. Fortunately for me, gargoyles have low posture. But you know what? We need to have 2 bad bosses in a row. This one wasn't enough. Introducing Sira, a regular lion with electricity now. What a twist. You know, I'm not a fan of the foreskin duo. Any gank fights I see, I give disapproval towards, like a dad who found out his son vapes. But you know what? I would prefer them over this boss. Without Cloud Form, surely a blood vessel would have popped. This boss is so fast and annoying. Now with the Radiant Rune of Storm, I have access to the Tornado and Stormcaller Sublimity. The Tornado is basically a stronger Cyclone that chases down opponents for 8 seconds, and if you pair this with Cyclone, you'll be unstoppable. Also, you won't be able to hear anything. Stormcaller Sublimity increases physical damage by 15% and all absorption by 25%. The drawback is 20% less stamina and 40% less FP, which kinda sucks, but I made it work somehow. I also equipped Storm Shatter at this point, which is an even better posture breaker than Gale Blast. Malekith was a game of patience. I've been learning a lot about patience lately. I mean, I just moved to college for the first time, I'm starting to get to know people, but this game brings me back to a primal state. Even with all my buffs, I still can't face Malekith head on, so I had to use Cyclone and Storm Shatter to break his posture, Cloud Form for mobility, and the axe did phenomenal damage. Both my weapons were fully upgraded, and I had the Commander's Standard for an extra attack boost. Now, I think in this mod, don't quote me on it, you can stack multiple buffs of the same type and they all apply, which is really good, but again, I don't know for sure. Against Malekith, it only took me a couple of tries. He was pretty easy, but compared to the rest of the cast, he was definitely one of the harder bosses. Radahn was a similar story, except this happened. Where'd you come from? I can't really explain it, but I'll take it, dude. At this point, the build is complete, and it's exactly what I wanted it to be. An absolute beast in staggering bosses and staggering my eardrums. Looking back, I should have equipped some skills for more critical hit damage. That would have paired so well together, but I didn't really think of it at the time. Now, instead of Godfrey's Shadow Clone, we have Sigurd, Knight's Captain. He's actually an intriguing boss that's definitely better than Godfrey's Shadow. I actually liked him a lot. However, I didn't really have a chance to admire his attack pattern because I could barely see him half the time. Most of this fight was merely guessing when to dodge his attacks. He was completely engulfed by whirlwinds, and in no time flat, he was eradicated by my tornadoes. Morgott was next, and the poor dude always gets just completely ran through on every single playthrough I do, and here it's pretty self-explanatory. Nope, 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 nope. Perfect. The Fire Giant was next, or as I like to call him, Bert. And I have to say, This was much easier than expected. I can easily stunlock his first phase, but the second phase took a bit more strategy, and by strategy, I mean more tornadoes. Normally his second phase consists of me chasing him around, hoping to deal a sliver of health before he rolls away again, but the wind kept him in check this time around. Not to mention, my damage was actually really good. Although, I'm sure the mod creators adjusted his health or something. Normally in the second phase, it takes like an hour to beat him. Now, in the Convergence mod, progress is done a bit differently. See, you have to have access to 5 keystones in order to travel to Lindau, capital of Ash. At this point, I had 4, so I needed to fight either Melania or Dragonlord Placidusax. This was without question the easiest fight I've ever had with Melania. I mean, you already saw the climax in the intro, so please enjoy the rest of that fight. She can't do anything! Wait a minute. It's not just like... She literally just can't do anything. Oh my goodness! This is broken! This is actually broken against her. She literally can't do anything. Oh my goodness. She can't do it. We're in the end game now. Only 3 bosses left. I don't know how to pronounce it. The Crucible's Betrayer replaces Gideon by doing what we all wish we could do, getting a good stab in his back. Scarred is essentially a juiced up Crucible Knight. He has all their aspects, all their spells and incantations, as well as his own moveset. When I was doing my Thorn Bleed build, this guy was a nightmare because I normally fight Crucible Knights by parrying them, but this guy was different. On this run, however... You good there, buddy? I think it's safe to say that he doesn't enjoy the breeze too much. Cyclone and Tornado are my bread and butter at this point. There is no boss that can withstand those 2 spells for long. Scarred was only a matter of time before he suffocated in my winds, which, fun fact, if you're caught in a tornado, you can actually get the air sucked out of your lungs by the negative wind pressure. I guess that's not really a fun fact, but just keep that in mind the next time you're in a tornado. Please let this be as good as it can. I can stun any moment now. Yep. Like clockwork. Now. Why is he saying that? I didn't beat you yet. What? I guess he just knows I'm gonna beat him or something. Why did he say that? Ow, how did that hit me? Nope. Can I cast like multiple tornadoes? I don't think so. I can't even see him. See, now you can say the line. I don't know why it would be anyone else. Ow. Yeah, hold on. Give me a second. Alright, now we can fight. Cool. Cool with fighting now. Oh, come on. Ow. Yes. The wind is powerful, isn't it? Alright, cloud form. Drink. Okay. Oh, I'm hoping this goes well. Seems to be doing pretty well thus far. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. It's fine. I can still cast my spells while avoiding it. That's how busted this is. I have no more spells left. I'm just gonna... I think that's actually the fight. Yes! Sweet, we did it! Wow, that was so easy. Man. This build was absolutely phenomenal. And that is all I have for you guys today. Overall, this was one of the best builds I've done in this game, and I know it's not really a challenge at this point, but these cosplay runs are so much fun to do. I'm thinking about making these challenge runs more laid back and actually recording the whole run and splicing them together to make one cohesive experience. Let me know if you guys want that. I've seen so many people do it, and honestly, if it's less work and you guys still enjoy it, I'm gonna do it. I have so much college work now that I have to keep up with, not to mention socializing. You know, I don't want YouTube to just take up all my personal time. But again, if you have any suggestions for other builds as well, or mods to check out, I mean, just let me know. Be sure to check out my other content too. I'm gonna start playing Armored Core 6, actually right after recording this, and we'll be making a review about that, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. But until then, if you did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like, and to subscribe for more content like this. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone, and of course, stay safe.